Friends, welcome to my place at Ranaghat, West Bengal, India. Let us see how to administer subtenons lignocaine. In the infranasal quadrant, make a small nick in the conjunctiva and then in the tenons. Expose the sclera, go for little distance, and through this passage introduce a curved needle. Its curvature should conform to the curvature of the sclera. Now it goes about 2 centimeter behind, and then about 1.5 ml of lignocaine plus bupivacaine is injected in this posterior subtenons space. This is about 20 millimeter. And now the main incision is being placed at around 10:30 o'clock with a 2.8 millimeter keratom. This I had several attacks of uveitis in the past. The eye doesn't have any sign of inflammation for the first 6 months, and we have taken off this case for surgery. The patient doesn't have any vision in the other eye. Other eye has cyclosuo pupilli and no perception of light. Trypan blue dye has been injected behind the iris so that uniform staining of anterior capsule occurs. A little bit of adrenaline also has been injected. And now after injecting visco, I make one more side port. The posterior synechia has been broken, and now I'm going to do capsulorhexis. I'm going to use this instrument which can retract the iris, and I can see the track of the rhexis, so it doesn't become a blind rhexis. My idea was to see if I can manage the case without pupil expansion device. But since the patient is one-eyed and the pupil is becoming more small after hydrodissection, and after the iris is touched at several points, I didn't take the risk of continuing phaco without a pupil expansion device. So I have asked for a BHEX, injecting some visco behind the iris to make some room so that I can easily tuck the flanges. And now here is the BHEX pupil expansion device. I take the device completely into the anterior chamber, and at on go I tuck the leading flange. There's a cotton fiber there. There's another cotton fiber at on o'clock. And I tuck this flange at on o'clock. And now I go through the left side port and tuck the flange at 10 o'clock. Alternate flanges have been tucked. On o'clock, 4 o'clock and 10 o'clock flanges have been tucked. And now the cotton fiber at on o'clock is being removed by this Rexis forceps, and now I start phaco. Go bevel down, remove some loose cortical lens matter, and now I hold the nucleus and chop it. You can call this as vertical chop because I cannot go to periphery. I just remain in front of the phaco needle and chop it. The nucleus is brittle in this case. It's getting chopped very easily, and emulsification is being done now. Phaco power used has been 60%. Flow rate is 45 ml per minute. Vacuum is 450 millimeter of mercury, and this is Oatly Caterex 3 phaco machine. Yes, the nucleus has been managed. Little bit, yes, one more fragment is there. A thick sheet of epinucleus is also there, and now I'm going to remove that epinuclear sheet. Yes, it has come out. The beauty of the BHEX is the iris remains at its original plane. With iris hooks, the iris is pulled and the iris is elevated. But with BHEX, the iris is at its own plane, and it is very, very comfortable to do surgery with BHEX. And another beauty of this is we don't need any injector system for its application and removal. Malayugan ring needs injector, but BHEX doesn't need any injector device. And now cortical cleanup is being done with this 23G Simcoe cannula. There's a fibrosed area on the posterior capsule, just inferonasal to the center of the posterior capsule. I just leave it now. It can be, if it causes some decrease in vision, we can displace from this area by EAG laser. If you an EAG laser capsulotomy, it will go far away from the center. Now viscoelastic substance is injected, and then a hydrophobic acrylic single piece monofocal intraocular lens from Appasamy Associates. It is known as Supraphobe. Is being injected in this case. Supraphobe is a beautiful lens, hydrophobic lens. Yes, the lens is dialed in such a way that the haptics are little away from the main incision, so that I can go behind the IOL and remove visco from the capsular bag. Now see removal of BHEX. Hold the flange at 3 o'clock and pull it centrally, and then go above the iris towards 5 o'clock and just pull it out. So simple to remove. And now see the pupil has taken its original shape again. there is no sphincter damage, and people is as it was before application of this device. Now the visco is being cleaned. Little bit of moxie, and now the side ports are closed by corneal stromal hydration. We are towards the end of the surgery. Just have to give a final wash, a final lavage to the anterior chamber, and then conclude the case. I always do this because with this step the incidence of TAS, toxic anterior segment syndrome, is almost nil in my cases. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope this video will help you in developing your surgical skills. Be a great surgeon and serve the mankind with love, respect, empathy, and great surgical competence.